get it either. And oh,
that's not good. We're leaking. Puts the power down way better.
a little faster. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Today we have an action-packed filled episode. In today's episode, I blow up Baby Raptor, I fix it behind my friend's back, we turn it up to 1,000 horsepower, and then I give them all rides and surprise them. So it's really fun. I think you guys are gonna like it. Make sure to watch the whole thing because it really is a crazy ride. And if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. Thank you so much.
All right, y'all, so as you probably caught in that little glimpse of the GoPro footage after I did the big burnout, I noticed, I was like, this thing's not shifting right. Well, on the way home, it threw a major code. The E-gear was bad. Basically don't have 4th through 6th anymore. So it would get into those gears and just jump to 7th, lug back down. It was not pretty. So anyways, we are barely getting this sucker around currently. It has been unfortunate. I reached out to Killer Performance because they're a little bit closer to me than Midnight, but they have a super close relationship with Manuel as well. So we told him, this is Manuel's old truck. He's like, dude, let's just get a transmission for you from Midnight. So Midnight is going to be hooking us up with a new transmission. Everybody that runs big power, 1,000+ horsepower, really consistently seems to like the Midnight trans. But nevertheless, I've got a trailer attached to Big Boy Raptor, and we're going to throw Baby Raptor on the back and tow it up to Kansas City. Let's check it out. All right, well, that's not the worst looking thing in the world. Got her loaded pretty level. She's not squatting the Raptor too bad. Heck yeah. Get this sucker strapped down. Get ready for the trip in the morning. Wish me luck. Alrighty, y'all, it is the next day, and I'm a couple miles outside of Springfield, headed to Kansas City to Killer Performance. I just pulled over here at the gas station to fuel up, and I just totally realized that I forgot to do something very important to the trailer. That's not going anywhere. All right, yep, we should be good now. Absolutely beautiful, connected to Raptor Senior. We are pulling up here. You can see the burnouts from the streetcar takeover just a couple weeks ago. We have made it to Killer Performance. Let's see what they got. Oh, some cool stuff in the lot. All right, we got Baby Raptor unloaded over at Killer Performance. About to hand off the e-boost, the trans brake, the trans cooler, and yeah, gonna swap a few things out on this. Gonna swap it for a Mustang GT intake, get a little bit better flowing, put this thing on a controller and turn it up. We'll also put a WOT Box on it for a 2-step so we can launch at a consistent PSI every single time. And we should be able to really get this thing dialed in for the streets. I'm really looking forward to it. Shout out to Killer Performance. Shout out to Manuel at Midnight for hooking us up with the transmission. Curtis has been awesome, taking good care of us. We're super excited to see what this thing's like when it's all said and done. All right, so we got Baby Raptor unloaded at Killer Performance, dropped off. We are now headed back from Kansas City to Springfield with an empty trailer
And don't worry, guys, I would not let you down like that. Of course I scoured Marketplace looking for a great deal. Truthfully, just didn't find anything that tickled what I was looking for. So an empty trailer back home it is. We'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, so the only thing I didn't think about is now I'm gonna have to try to hide where my truck is for the next couple of weeks to the boys, because they know I wanna get it fixed really bad. They know it's down right now. They're probably gonna be asking me about it. Thankfully, I normally keep it at my house and not the shop. So we'll see if I can just pretend like it's missing for a couple of weeks. We'll see. Alrighty folks, so I'm walking out of my hotel room this morning. We are in beautiful Independence, Missouri, up here because Killer Performance called me the other day. Curtis, the owner, let me know that Baby Raptor is all done and running like a champ. He said, man, I cannot tell you how much this converter made a difference. So I am stoked to see how much harder she launches, how much harder she's shifting with the new Midnight Trans. I think we're gonna be in for a real treat. So we're gonna hop in the Raptor, load it up with the empty trailer, and jump on over to Killer Performance and go pick this sucker up. All right, y'all, pretty pumped to be here. They're just getting open. They're backing cars out, moving some hot builds out of the shop. If these were only American flags, this would be a pretty epic shot. But instead, they are a hose shop flag, but red, white, and blue nonetheless. And regardless of American flags, freedom is still ringing here with Baby Raptor, because she is now making over 1,000 horsepower. She has a brand new transmission in it from Midnight Performance. She has a brand new torque converter from Pure Performance. She has a brand new WOT Box in her for a 2-step launch action. Also, got the Turbosmart eBoost 2 boost controller, so we can crank that puppy up to about 19 PSI and make a little over 1,000 horsepower. Better not be losing to BMWs anymore. So as you can see here, we did the eBoost 2 controller from Turbosmart. We went ahead and did a 3D printed air vent to mount it in a cool location, because I already have the RLX up here. And so I don't want a whole bunch of gauges, you know. This isn't a racer. This sucker's built to do business. So we got the WOT Box down below here. You can see the blue light. Got the USB cord to plug in and change it depending on track conditions and everything else. All right, so after it's all said and done, I really didn't do all this for a horsepower number, even though 1,000 horsepower gets thrown around all the time. We know this truck's making over 1,000 horsepower. What I really want to see is a 5 on the 8th mile on the street. 5 anything, 599, 99, 99, 99. They can add more 9s if they need to. I just want to see a 5 something on the street in this sucker. So I think now with the WOT Box, the new converter and the trans and everything like that, we're gonna have a lot harder leave. That was something we were seeing in the comments before, is our leave just looks slow. That Circle D just kind of rolled out a little bit, it seemed like. We should be pumping and putting the power down now. So unfortunately, like I said, I have to be here and pretend like I'm not. So I gotta load my truck up on the Raptor back there. Gotta get Baby Raptor on there. And I gotta get back to Springfield so the boys don't know I was ever here. Also, one thing I totally forgot, trans cooler got installed. That was something that really needed to be done. Oh, that's not good. We're leaking. Probably not a good start. All right, so it looks like we're leaking oil and coolant. The guys are awesome. They're gonna pull it back in and get her taken care of. So we are back at the Corner Cafe. Hey, how are you? Can I just have a water and a coffee? Thank you so much. And we're gonna get some delicious fried chicken and pancakes. And I'm sure they'll have it taken care of when I'm back. No shade at all to Killer Performance. They have been excellent. Service has been excellent. The people are awesome. Quick turnaround, fair pricing, everything. So super stoked. This is just how it goes in the world of performance vehicles. Stuff never goes as planned. So.
anyways, we'll make the best of it with some delicious food. That syrup dripping. Shout out to Monica, Corner Cafe. They weren't frying chicken this early, but she had them do it for me anyways. Alrighty, we made it back to Killer Performance. I'm inside a Baby Raptor. The guys there said it was no big deal. We should be good to go. We're gonna start it up, drive it over to the trailer, and see if we can't get this sucker loaded and get back to Springfield. So we're out here with Curtis from Killer Performance, and he is going through what all they did with my truck. And I didn't even realize it, but they actually had to do a couple special things to get this GT manifold to fit. Curtis, what'd you have to do?
All right, so we do, if you look, this really cleans it up. I like these, but the challenge is once you go to the 18 manifold, there's an adapter for the throttle body, and it spaces it forward. So if you come back here, you could see this always wants to hit this. So we actually just half mooned that out and welded it in, and it just, you can see it just fits so cleanly now. You can't really make that pipe where the 90 fits, so we just mooned the tank out and it fits perfectly.
That is awesome, and that is some attention to detail that I didn't even realize they did. That was incredible.
We didn't realize we did it either until we put it on there, and then we're like, okay, we'll just make it correct. So we just cleaned that up. It just makes it easier and fits nicer than some kind of mangled 90 or some pipe there.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we're just kind of going through everything else. Curtis is telling me about the midnight trans, the pure converter, and then we did the
pure converter. It really hits pretty hard. This is about a 4400 stall. I could say it hits really good. I like the way it hits. So far, so good with it. I've only done one test, obviously, with it, but it hit harder than what I'm used to doing. The trans cooler, I would say, if you're gonna put a built trans in, a trans cooler is an absolute must. You have to have a trans cooler because temp is what usually kills these things, and after so many hits, it gets hot. So the trans cooler, the midnight 10 speed, you know, I fought it for a long time, but I could tell you of the last 5 that we've put in, 0 issues. Put them in, they run, they hold up to power pretty good, and no problems at all.
Yeah, it just works. You can't complain about that. So we're excited. We have not got to do a real full run. We just kind of did a little 60-foot test here in the parking lot, and it ripped on map 2. Once we get home, we'll get some draggy data for you guys. But again, super big shout out to Curtis and Killer Performance. These guys are awesome. They've went above and beyond. Like I said, they weren't expecting a little oil leak, either was I, but they got it knocked out, and really, I mean, they had other stuff to do, and they moved stuff off the rack to take care of it. So very appreciative. Got to hit the road though. We got a 3-hour drive, and the guys still don't know that all this is done. She's not going anywhere. We got her loaded up. It's hot and sweaty out here. It's been a longer day than expected. We're hitting the road to Springfield, so let's do it. Just a little father-son pairing. Or is it a daddy-daughter date? I'm not sure. I think Baby Raptor's probably a boy. I don't know for sure. Let us know in the comments. Is this a daddy-daughter date? Or is this a little father-son bonding time? Because the Big Raptor's obviously a guy, so let me know. I know I'm weird, whatever. All right, I'm not really in a spot where I've got too much time here, but we can do a little bit of a... Oh my God, I dropped the phone, and that was on map 1 still. Holy crap. Okay, yeah. She puts the power down way better. Holy crap. There is no way to describe that. So that was the same power level as wastegate spring before, but with a trans and converter working. Whoa. I cannot wait to turn this thing onto map 2 or 3 or 4. Holy smokes. The guys are gonna crap their pants. This thing rips. The 2-step really did make a big difference. Being able to get that consistent launch is nice. And I didn't even build boost. right, guys, I just left the house in Baby Raptor and we are headed to the shop for the first time to show the guys. For some reason, I'm nervous. I don't know, I don't like keeping things from them. I tell them pretty much everything that's going on. So, you know, I don't, maybe that's why, but I still haven't really came up with a story I'm gonna say either. I've went through so many different ideas, or like what I was gonna like try to trick them, or like, because I want to take them for a ride and surprise them, but I don't know exactly how to do that. I think what my plan is gonna be, I'm just gonna pull up and just been like, hey dude, my buddy flushed the transmission, looked at the converter, he said it's good. And then just take them for a rip and see if they just notice that it's way faster. I don't know, we'll see. So I'm gonna focus on driving. We're gonna get there and then hopefully we'll get their reactions. A little bit of a buzzkill. I got a service advance track light on the way here. Not sure what that is for. I looked at the code, cleared it, it came right back up. But now the code's not showing anymore. I'm an idiot. So I thought I had an awesome surprise.
I thought this thing was inoperable.
Well, it was inoperable.
What happened?
I blew up the transmission.
How did that make it here?
It drove.
Which gear?
All of them. I had a buddy flush it.
Oh, okay.
And the converter. And seemingly is running.
Well, I'm glad you had it flushed before you ripped it out.
Got on the way here, it freaking threw a code, and I was super excited to take you guys for a ride, and now I don't know. So I'm going to let it cool down first, and then we'll worry about it later.
Later.
All right, so we're off to a little bit of a rocky start. Jacob was like already like, hey, did you already have that gauge? Alrighty, so we flushed the transmission, flushed the converter. Seemingly is running all right. I drove it over here, it was running fine. Maybe go right over here, go across the border real fast. Transmission feels good. Have you felt anything weird? Thanks. Let's throw her in 4-wheel drive. All right, let's see what she's got.
That felt like it shifted just fine.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
hitting hard.
Hitting plenty hard. Hitting harder. Dude, I have an adrenaline dump.
I had started feeling like I was getting used to this truck, but I don't know, that launch felt a little harder than the rest.
Dude, she might be good. Trans temp, yeah, 150, chill. I'll let it cool down for a little bit and then I'll take Matt for a ride. Dude, honestly, Jake, what do you think? Tell him what you think.
It pulled hard.
It felt like it may have pulled harder. Really? Yeah.
It shifted really hard too.
It launched hard, it pulled hard, it didn't get hot. We're gonna let it cool down and then I'll take you for a rip. Alright, so that was map 3. When I took Jacob for a spin, I feel foolish because I didn't actually look at how much boost it made, so I don't really know how much pressure it made, but he seemed like he knew it was faster, but he didn't really seem like he was confident in that. I had nothing there for a second. Yeah, something's wrong, dude. When I give it brakes, yeah, we're not gonna do a hit. When I give it brakes and the gas, it was my gas pedal was dead.
So you got your controller hooked up. Looks good.
That was supposed to be the whole point.
Why it pulls harder.
Yeah, I actually did a lot to it.
Oh, okay.
Now,
It's a killer?
yeah,
up speed.
Yeah, of course you can turn it up as high as you want, but like, what do you have?
It's got six settings. It's all based off a duty cycle, so it's like around 9.5 pounds, around 12.5 pounds, around.
Alex Dunn tried to keep a secret from me. He pulled up and said he flushed the transmission, all of a sudden it's acting a little bit better, and wanted me to see if I thought the same. You know what? That wasn't true.
Nope, I lied to him flat out, but unfortunately I didn't get to do a rip with him because we got a little, we're getting some sort of an electrical code from the new WOT Box that is installed, so it has a two-step now. So I've talked about all this in the other footage that I took behind their backs, but Matt doesn't know this. So what the Killer Performance guys did was a handful of things. If you'll step right into my office. All right, let's pop the hood for Matt so he can see what we got going on.
It's my favorite part. I get to poke around, stick my nose in things where it doesn't belong, say a lot.
What do you notice that's different, buddy?
Is that what I think it is? Is that a Mustang intake?
It is a Mustang.
Is it a
intake.
GT350 intake?
No, it's not a GT350 intake. These actually do better low end than the GT350 intakes.
Okay.
The cat's out of the bag now. I don't like to lie to my friends. Cars is like 99% about what we talk about anyways, so it was very hard to keep this a secret. And then all day today, as it's not worked out with the check engine light and stuff like that, I've been just like having to kind of keep it a secret. And I've been wanting to take these boys on a freaking 18 PSI rip, but we got to figure out what's going on here with the WOT Box. We'll get her diagnosed and fixed.
So he was trying to surprise me with a 10 PSI jump to 18 PSI jump and acting like the only thing he did was flush the coolant on the transmission, or the transmission fluid on the transmission. He is a goofball.
All right. See ya. All right, y'all. Well, it was supposed to be a big surprise. It was kind of a flop. Anyways, such is life. We got to get this thing fixed again. And then hopefully we can take it out and rip it. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching. All right, so next day, I pulled the throttle body connection and just kind of cleaned it a little bit. Checked all the wiring on the WOT Box. Reset the code. It's cleared now. I don't know how long it's going to stay clear though. So let's see if it likes it or not. No codes yet. Well, I'm in my neighborhood, so I can't rip it, but it's not in lit mode anymore. Yeah, it's definitely not in lit mode anymore. Alright. I can put it on the two-step in my neighborhood, though. Alright, here's the test. It wasn't working last night. We'll see if we fixed it with just a little cleaning. Two-step check! She works. Alright. It's really hard to do that and not let off the brake. Alright, so the cat's out of the bag with all the boys. Everybody knows what's been done to it, but Matt didn't get his ride yet.
So he owes me one, and I don't get quite the surprise of like the shock of knowing or not knowing all the mods, but nonetheless, it should be a pretty good surprise.
Let's do it. That's not going anywhere.
All right, so we're gonna do this professionally with cameraman in and out of the car. Normally we don't have the budget for that, but today we're splurging. I definitely noticed the torque converter. I didn't say anything though.
Yeah, she's pretty stally.
I feel so dumb now. Alright, see you guys later.
Yep. It's a little faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit faster.
Dang, and it didn't like that shift, did it?
Woo!
Headlight out.
Probably from the violent launch.
Jake, I'm just gonna grab you, jump in the bed or something, and let's roll out of here, okay?
It zooms.
What was the
681.
Oh, because it stuttered so hard.
Yeah. You let off for a second, didn't you?
No, it
Oh, that wasn't you letting off?
did. It missed shift.
Yep. It's a little faster.
It was ripping.
Yeah, it was pulling harder and harder.
I don't think we messed anything up. I just think that's the first time we've done a full throttle hit through all the gears, and on that map, it's ripped, but
Yeah, I've heard a couple people talking about pulling some relays under the hood so it completely disables your traction control or StabiliTrak, so we might look into that. That could be something. I haven't had one this fast to know whether that needs to be done or not.
8 thousandths faster than the last one with a huge misshift.
Yeah, it feels a little fast.
It's done. It's got twin turbos. It's got a new intake. It's got billet converter. It's got midnight trains. It's got velocity performance aluminum drive shaft. It's got front and rear built divs. It's got aerospace brakes all the way around. It's got velocity wheels minus the center caps all the way around. It's got the vast suspension. It's got Keltrek long travel shocks. I mean, it really has everything to be an out-of-the-box ripper